Did you ever forget to record and also forget to stream and also forget everything else that you're supposed to be doing because you're a good and committed Let's Player / streamer? No, just me? Okay. We're gonna do sandy beaches and some fuck. I just assume it says some bait. Okay. Let's take kosher routes. We'll put in Gobmon, obviously, because he's the star of the next one. Alright. Here we go. This is part 2 of Digimon Adventure for the PSP, partially translated. I'll do my best to keep playing it. Hey Joe, what kind of gift do you think would make you happy? What's this all of a sudden? Well, I wanted to get something for the marching fishes since they're always helping us. Marching fishes? You mean those small fish? What do you think he means, Joe? He says marching fishes. You've seen him talk to, what, one school of fish that saved your life? That's it. I can't get over this. Yeah, I wanted to show them some gratitude and get them a present. I'm not sure if I'm the one you should ask about this. Alright, if you don't think you'll be able to come up with anything, shall we find some Digi-clams? It's weird. It's weird when they, like, go into the game code, so it's, like, clearly the Japanese is shorter than the English translation. So that just, like, instead of hearing their voice, you just hear the menu go dot 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 dot. But it's weird sometimes because then it goes, well then, do you want to find some Digi-clams? That's just how I imagine in my head. There's such thing as Digi-clams? Would you still find them in the ocean? Digi-clams should be at sandy beaches. Alright, then, Joe, let's go to the ocean. Right now? Hey, Joe, we're gonna get going soon. Alright, Taichi, but can we go to the beach now? We don't have time to go sea bathing. Sea bathing? That's not a thing. At a time like this. No, we have to. My pride in Goemon's relies on this heartfelt gift. I don't really understand, but it can't be helped. Alright, Joe, thank you. Actually, it sounded like, alright. Alright. That's how Goemon sounds now. So, my assumption is that it's going to be slightly not too much going on right now. I can tell this, though. So, in the Discord, which you should totally join, link is in the description, my subscribers, all of you, the same people who are watching this right now, we're talking about scars that you have, like various scars that people get. And I have 2 stories about scars. One slightly happy, one slightly not, and I'll try and do my best to like ease it up a little bit. Although I don't think I'm gonna do a very good job. Alright, Agumon still has me controlling him, which I wish he didn't. It'd be easier if he just attacked those out. Yeah, so the first story is when I was in how do I put this? When I was in kindergarten, I guess is the way to put it. Marching fishes attacks everyone? Awesome. So does that. Okay, we're just gonna go marching fishes. Alright, glad he says it exactly how it sounds in my head. That's great. Marching fishes. Alright. So when I was a kid, I didn't go to kindergarten at an elementary school like I should have. So this is, if you're ever wondering, if you're ever like, wow, Nick seems really dumb. Like he's just not all together, he's not there. You're probably right, and it's because I didn't properly go to kindergarten. I never had a nap time. I just wasn't raised properly. It's so hard to admit. No, so instead my mother would, hold on. I'm touching the touchpad by accident because I'm trying to press start. My mother would take me specifically to, like a daycare, but it wasn't a daycare. It was like run by this woman, and so it was run by this woman, and it was basically me and one other person were like kindergarten / first grade, just kindergarten aged, and everyone else was like, they were like toddlers. So it was basically, it wasn't quite a daycare. It was just like a babysitter who babysat a lot of people at the same time. And she was an older woman, and she had, like, grandchildren of her own and stuff like that. And, I don't remember having a great time there, if I'm being honest. I don't particularly know why I wasn't enrolled in school. I don't know how my mother had messed up. But, there was one other person who was enrolled, and his name was Cullen. And, Cullen and I became friends because we're the same age and stuff like that. I'll never forget the first day that I was, like, introduced to the place, I went inside, and Cullen was on the couch just, like, watching Mulan. And we just did that awkward thing where it's like, when people like introduce you to someone, it's like, hey, you two are somewhat similar, become friends, and you're just like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, and then they go, hi, nice to meet you, and that's the end of the interaction. So I had that happen. I was just like, oh, he's, you know, this is Colin, he's your age too, and I was just kind of like, hey, and he was like, hey, and I was like, all right, moving on. So I didn't really like it there. I shouldn't name drop her, but I'm going to. Her name was Martha. This is so bad. I absolutely shouldn't be doing this. It wasn't like a great place. I don't have too many memories of it. I have like, it's kind of scattered. I remember, this is the weirdest one, and this, I might chalk this up to me just being young and not quite knowing what I'm talking about. But I remember, like, half the time I was there, I would always hear the shower running, but I would never see who was in the shower. I think it was like an upstairs and we were only downstairs. I don't know what the situation was. Just heard a lot of showering. I thought it was weird. Moving on. You're like, Nick, this is a story about scars. I know, not emotional scars, sorry. But I didn't really enjoy it there. But one day, how do I describe this to some people who might not have these? So I started climbing a tree in the backyard, but it was like, it wasn't like an oak tree or like, you know, what you think of when you think trees. I'm doing this terribly. It was like a pine tree, but I'm like not sure if it was pine tree. Basically, it was just like one of those trees where it's like really, really dark brown, a lot of sap, and there's like the bark you can like pull off. Like it's not like the most stable of tree. Like you can kind of just like go up to it and just like pick a part of it off. I don't know which kind of tree that is. I think it's pine, but I'm not sure. So I was climbing one of those. And apparently, I wasn't supposed to be climbing that. How could I have known this? I was a child. But apparently I wasn't supposed to be climbing that. And as I was like getting higher up, but I was, when I was a kid, I loved climbing trees. Like in my own neighborhood, I would climb like every tree. And I haven't climbed a tree in many, many years, just to be clear. But no, yeah, so Martha did not like this, and Martha was just like, hey, get down from there. And like a child, I said, no. Whoops. Do you ever open up an app and then forget to mute it? That's embarrassing. So no, like, she was like, get down there. And like a regular child, I was like, no. And she was not having that. She was like, you are in my dojo. You will listen to me. You will respect my authority. And I was just kind of like, no, I'm a child. I don't have to do that. So she grabs my foot, or my like leg, and she like yanks me down. And because I must have been like high enough where she could still like grab me. I don't remember if she jumped up or anything, or if she just kind of like, or if I was just not that high up. And she was like, get the fuck down here. But that happened, and when it did, I got like a piece of like bark lodged into my leg, like right below the knee, on like the left side of my leg, and it like, it was a decent sized one. Like what's the best metric to compare this to? It was like the length of a matchstick, and probably like the girth, or like the length of a matchstick, and probably like the thickness of like a pen maybe. So it was like a decent sized chunk in my leg, and I was just kind of like, it's one of those things where like if it happened to me as an adult, I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? And I'd yank it out. But because I was a child, I didn't really like know how to properly process this. And I don't know if it hurt. I assume it did, of course. I mean, think of it as like a giant splinter. And so like I assume it hurt, but I think I just went like, ow. And I like poked it a little bit. And I was like, this doesn't seem normal. And and so I kind of stared at it for a little bit, and then Martha had gone back inside, so I went inside and I was like, I have something stuck in my leg. And I think it's a splinter or a cut. And Martha, probably still angry at me for climbing the tree, just kind of went like, oh, we'll just put a band-aid on it. I don't think she even looked at it, to be honest. And I was just being a kid, I was like, I mean, okay, you're the adult, you know what's best. So, hold on, I have to just... So, being a child, I was like, alright, so I went and got a Band-Aid, from the bathroom, and I put it on and pushed this stick deeper and deeper into my leg because now the pressure of the Band-Aid was on it. So it went from maybe like a quarter of the way into my leg, or like halfway into my leg, to almost all the way in. So I just kind of like lodged this piece of bark into my leg further. And at this point, it had started to hurt a little bit more. And I told Martha, and again, I was like, oh, this hurts more. Are you sure putting a Band-Aid on it was the right idea? Probably not as eloquently as I just said it that way, or just now, but that was the general gist of what I was saying. And then she was like, what? No, what happened? And I was like, I told you, like, when you pulled me out of the tree, I got barks in my leg. She was like, I didn't pull you out of the tree. And I was like, I mean, you definitely did. And she was just like, and she was just like, I need to call someone. And then it was around the time where my mom like picked me up. She was like, he should go to the pediatrician because that's not normal. Or, you know, this happened. He was climbing a tree and he fell out on his own. And I was like, excuse me, just like lifting my finger up and just, that's not, I would like to address the courtroom. It's not how this went down. And I was just kind of like, no, I didn't fall, like, she pushed me. And Martha was like, nonsense, what an imagination. Like, you know when you see those, like, terrible movies where the kid is the protagonist, and, like, there's a bad adult who's just, like, covering up their own mistakes? That shit literally happened to me. Further kind of fueling my idea that maybe I might be the protagonist of some elaborate TV show or movie. But anyway, so I had to go to the pediatrician, and Dr. Belcher, who would be my doctor for many, many years, like, they scheduled me in. It's like, oh, that's pretty bad. It's like, and my mom was like, does he have to go to the hospital? And they were like, no, we can get it out here, but, I mean, it does look pretty bad. And at this point, I think I was in pain. I don't remember the pain. I just know, I remember vaguely telling that I was in pain, but I can't, like, physically remember it. Like, I feel like for an injury like this, I should be able to remember how it felt, but I really can't. And so that happened, and so they pulled it out, and this is the only time I've ever had to get stitches, because it was like that big of a cut, and they actually let me keep the splinter, and this part I do remember a little bit better. So he put it in like not a medicine bottle, like, you know how when you keep, you know how you keep like medicine in like those orange bottles with like the white cap? It was the same shape as that, and it was the same like kind of cover, but it was like a clearish, like green, bluish bottle instead. So like you could very clearly see it through, but there was still like a tinge of some sort of color to it. And I saw the piece, and it was like I said, it was like the size of a matchstick and like a little bit like thicker than a matchstick. Not like a crazy, it wasn't like a stick, but it was like a sizable piece of wood stuck in there. And my mom was like, oh my god. And I remember, as the kid, I was just kind of like, oh, alright, can I go home now? And they're like, no, you have to get stitches now. I was like, why? They're like, because your leg is bleeding. I was like, oh. And yeah, I didn't even notice, to be honest. The splinter had like kept the blood inside, so I didn't realize it until after they'd pulled it out that things had gone awry. And so I remember getting 6 stitches, I think. And I also remember not fucking being able to not pull at the stitches. Hold on, I'll continue this. We finally made it. Wonder if any more Digimon will come again. We'll just be here for a bit, so it'll be fine. Let's find a Digi-clam. You might all challenge you. Sounds fun. Bring it on. Is it okay to take this many Digi-clams? Sure. Why don't we take about 5 million for now? 5 million? I'm kidding, Joe. You can't take a joke at all. Everyone's working together, so it's okay even if you only take 5. I actually have to pick clams right now. I have to make sure to talk to everyone because I'm sure this is how Digimons go. Hey, Mimi, why aren't you looking for Digi-clams too? I refuse. I'll get dirty if I do that. Then I won't let you have dinner. I'll reward you if you help out. I'll reward you if you help out. Huh, reward. I'll give you some fruit that I picked on the way here. Fruit, huh? Not a bad offer, just senpai. You have to help out, though. Okay. It's kind of just like knowing what to say to them. Thank you. Obtain the Digi-clam. Alright, only 4 left. Okay, so it looks like it's not going to progress unless I grab the Digi-clams, which means I should have ample time to talk to everyone. Alright, TK, what's up? Hey, Joe-san, why is ocean water salty? Because of the flow of Sol. Because the ocean contains... Oh, this doesn't help me. Because the ocean contains... this? Because the ocean contains dissolved salt. What about rain and river water throwing? Wouldn't it dilute it? That's true, but moisture also evaporates from the sea surface. If you want to learn more, I'll lend you my book on it. Thank you, I'll check it out for myself. Phew. Got that bond up. Hey Joe, how's Yamato doing? I mean, I'm just curious. Not like I care, Baka. Be cowardly for people in a competition to ask for help. Agumon, just checking in. Nope, okay. Oh, the way Gomon runs behind, I didn't notice this before, but that's adorable. I also haven't played with the Digivolving mechanic again yet. I probably should look at that. I kind of just let Agumon to his own devices. I wonder what would happen if I set Agumon to act freely. Would he just Digivolve on his own? I pressed circle, I'm an idiot. I'll win, I'll definitely win, Mumble, as expected Yamato. What amazing concentration. I love it. Also, the way Joe runs is pretty great, too. Where's Sora? And is he? There we go. Seabreeze is not very good for precision machinery. Why didn't you leave your computer behind? Worried it may be destroyed if I'm not watching it. That's fair. I'm with you, Izzy. That shit terrifies me. I've never heard Digi-clams before. Me too. I wonder if you can think of them like normal clams. What do clams look like? Answer it yourself. Ask an expert. Let's ask an expert. Let's ask Gomon. There are things even Joe-senpai doesn't know. It's better to get a definite answer from someone who knows rather than rely on incomplete knowledge. So that's your way of thinking. Fucking nailed it. Look at me. Guys, I've done everything right today. I'm just the best. Take the Digi-clam. Ooh, we used all the clams? That's it. Thank you so much, Joe. We really found a lot, didn't we? Yep, I bet the marching fishes will also be happy. What's this? Taichi and Yamato are fighting. Let's check it out. Digi-clams I got are bigger. It's not by size, it's the number caught. Size. Number. Stop. Don't get so fired up. Alright then, let's have Joe decide. There's no other way to end this dispute. Whoever found the biggest clams is the winner, right? Joe, does it make more sense that the winner is the one who gathered more? Alright. So clearly you can't pick. That's a misdirect. If you pick the winner, that's stupid. It's a tie. That can't be it. Hold on, look discouraged. Wait a minute, something's coming. Oh, wait. Could I have gotten Digimon if I had picked one or the other? Digimon here after all. They came because they smelled Digi-clams. Everyone, let's fight for him. I feel bad now. Should I have picked Matt or Ty? I would have picked Ty if I had the chance. Although, from what I've understood, it doesn't matter. Apparently, so, Taiki was saying, 'cause I think he's the only one who has experience with this game in my Discord, but he said, that you can get megas for people other than, Matt and Ty, but they have to have their Digimon up to a certain amount, and so you have to kind of, like, make sure you get all those answers right and raise their bond when it's possible. So that would probably mean, you know, talking to Matt. Well, Matt and Ty, I'm not as worried about because they're gonna get their megas through the story. But talking to the other ones is slightly more important, I feel like. So I'm not too worried about missing some bond chance with those two. I don't know what bond does other than let you Digivolve further. So for now, I'm okay with it. Alright, wasn't too bad. I was expecting a boss fight. Ooh, we managed to fight them off. Look, Goemon's Digi-clams are cracked. Thank you, Joe. Everyone, I'm sure the marching official will be delighted. Look at Joe and Goemon's happy face. I feel pretty silly for having fought. It was my fault. I'm sorry. On my part, too. I'm sorry. So you said the two of them tied because you didn't want them to fight, right? Well, yeah, it was like that. You're amazing, Joe-san. Joe-san, what's up, Takaru-kun? You're looking for Digi-clams. I found this. I'll give it to you, Joe-san. Poison guard. Level chance of poison. That's a useless item. And TK ranked up, so I guess it's good that I picked that they tied. Thank you so much. No problems. My thanks for you to helping stop that fight. Fucking nailed it. Best mediator around. Alright, well that's over. So on to the main story. Now, Goemon, it was fun having you here, but obviously Tentamon takes priority. I don't make the rules. I do, but shh, it's okay. Strategy, I'm gonna keep him at fast attack. Let's have Agumon do your call because he doesn't have any support skills, so I don't have to worry about him just like boosting defense. I'm really tired. If I keep walking like this, my legs will get thick. I am not going to comment on that because she's like a 12-year-old girl. Fill in the blanks yourself, you perverts. Oh my god. Mimi, it's good to have legs like roots. I don't want that. Still, it looks like it's getting dark. What should we do? It'll be dangerous if we keep going after dark. I smell it. I smell fresh water. There's a lake nearby. Everyone's tired and hungry. Should we camp there then? Which way should we go? I'm not sure. Do I follow the arrows? So back to the story. So I got 6 stitches, and I don't know if you know this about stitches. They are really hard to not pull out. Like, just my constant fidgeting nature and the fact that there was something foreign on my body, it was just like, all I could think of was just like, I want to keep pulling this, and I want to keep fiddling with it. I was supposed to keep a bandage on it, but I didn't. I did for a bit, and then I'm trying to remember it. I think, so I had a bandage on it for a while, and then eventually I just took it off, and just kind of like looked at the stitches, and I noticed that the wound, so to speak, was like yellow and pussy, which is not what anyone wants to hear. It wasn't like discharging anything. It was all right, phone. Let's calm down. It wasn't like discharging anything. It was just like it's just like yellowish, and it looked gross. The reason I bring this up is because I've never really had an injury like that again. So it's the only time I've ever seen that in my life, kind of. And it was weird, but I mean, again, I was a kid, and so I didn't really freak out. I was just kind of like, oh, that's a thing. I don't know if I'd react like that today, but I kept like picking at the stitches, like for people who haven't been injured or maybe aren't medical professionals, maybe you don't know how stitches work. So, and I mean, for some people, this is going to sound really condescending, and it's not aimed at you. Just know that it's aimed at the people who've never gotten stitches or anything like that. So they're like, stitches are like, at least the ones I got, it was like a tiny black metal wire that they kind of just like, think of it, they like sewed, like to sew something. So like you go under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and you kind of like wrap the wound and like close it shut. Now, I could not stop picking at the ends of the metal wire. So like, I couldn't stop like touching like the piece at the bottom and the piece at the top. And so I'd like keep like pulling at it and like tugging and stuff like that, which you absolutely should not do, and I should not have been left to my own devices that long. And so that was bad, but it didn't like make it worse or anything. It was just kind of like me fiddling with it. And yeah, eventually they took it out and it was all healed and stuff. But because of that, I had a scar on my leg through most of my life. I haven't checked in a while, but I think it's gone finally. If you look really closely, you can kind of see it. But it was like there for a very long time, like an obnoxiously long time. Oh, we're already here. That's crazy. I really thought that would take longer. Wow, it's a big lake. It's the perfect place to camp. Hey, does camping out here mean we have to sleep outdoors? Yeah, looks like it. No way. Hey, there's a trolley over there. There is. Why would there be a trolley car in a place like this? What's going on? The lights went on. Someone must be on. Sir, someone must be on. There are people besides us here. Let's check it out. So that was the first time I have a scar, and that one I think is gone. The other one I'm about to tell, I think that scar is gone too. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm basically Wolverine / Deadpool. I have a pretty high healing factor, so even when I do have scars for a bit, they eventually heal. Except for the emotional ones. Caroline, why did you leave me? No, that's not true. I've never dated anyone named Caroline. There's no one here. It seems so. This place is right after the phone. It's just what is going on here. For now, we should sleep here. This is what's the matter, Gabumon. Something delicious smelling like in the forest. You're right. It's fruit. Fruit. Come to think of it, I'm hungry. Could get cold during the night, and we don't have anything to keep ourselves warm. All right. Why don't we make preparations to set up camp? Sounds good. So the second story is a lot more depressing. I'm trying to think about how to sort of word this better, and it's also a little heavy, and I don't know how heavy I want this to go in a Digimon video in part 2. Let me see. So growing up, I lived in a pretty depressed family, and by that I mean not that it's a competition. It's not. I think I was the most depressed, but my siblings were also depressed, and we each handled it differently. I was quiet and played video games and didn't talk to anyone and closed myself off from society, my family, my friends, and everyone else. Whereas my brother and sister cut themselves. And my sister more than my brother. But to be honest, and I know, I'm sure there are people who don't want me to talk about this, don't want to hear it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that shit. But I want to power through it because I think it's interesting, at least. And also, nobody ever talked about this with my brother because the story revolves around him. But I never got cutting. To be honest, I never saw the point. I never really, I never really tried it. So I don't know, maybe it gives something. I know the idea behind it is that you have no control over your life, so it's at least if you do that, you can affect something. It's something like that. I don't mean to belittle it. I just mean I don't really understand it. So that wasn't really a thing I did. But my sister did more, and my little brother did a little bit. And I felt really bad for them at one point. I think I was around 18 at the time. And so my brother must have been like 15 or 16. No, would have been 14 or 15. And I noticed he'd been cutting more. And I was like, I have to take a stand. I have to do something about this. They're like apples. Why are there apples next to traffic cones? Alright, digital world, whatever. They're Digi-apples. They're really sour and tasty. That doesn't sound very tasty. Don't be enough for camp. Let's explore the forest a bit more. One day, I tried to have a serious conversation with my brother, and I was like, I really wish you wouldn't cut. It's this and that. I'm here for you. If you need anything, I don't want you to go through this and stuff like that. And he was breaking down, crying, and he said something like, you don't really understand. Things are just difficult and stuff like that. And I was just like, well, what can I do to understand? Just like nothing. And it's just like, I just feel like no one cares and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay. So he was sitting in the living room. I went to the kitchen, and then the way he was talking is that he just kind of looked straight down. I went to the kitchen and I came back to the living room, and the way he had been talking, he was just like looking straight down, like he couldn't make eye contact with me. He felt like really bad. And I just wanted to show him that I did care. And this is dumb, and don't ever do this. So I grabbed the knife in the kitchen, and as we were talking, I just carved the top of my arm. Just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just like cut really deep into it. Which again, I don't recommend. How do I... Okay, so I can change it from here. Let's do manual frogman. I want to have a Digivolve. Yeah, so like as we're, I keep trying to talk to him, like as I'm doing this, he doesn't look up at any point. And I'm just like, at some point I'm just like, I want you to know, like I don't say that nobody cares about you and this and that. Like, I mean, you haven't even looked up. And I'm just like, I promise you, I'm here for you and I'm feeling the same pain that you are. And I want you to know that you're not alone. And he cried and hugged, and he said, you really shouldn't have done that. And I said, you really shouldn't have done that. I don't know if he remembers this. I'm sure he remembers it happening. I don't know if he remembers it more specifically. But again, let's just not bring it up, because I don't think he'd like me telling that story, and I don't think he'd like the story in general. But so I had a scar on the top of my arm for a while. It was just like a gash. So again, do not recommend that anyone does that. And if you are feeling those feelings, you should absolutely seek help. But just know that in general, you're never alone. There's always someone who can relate. There's always friends, family who care about you. Even if you think that's not true. Just means your definition of friends or family is weird. There's always people who care about you. Unless you're Hitler. If you are actually Adolf Hitler watching my videos, then nobody cares about you. We all hate you. We talk about you behind your back. Oh... So that was a lovely conversation. That was 2 scars. I don't think I have any more. I'm not sure though. Like there might be something like weird, like I picked at a scab or something and it just made a scar that I have somewhere. I don't know. Those are like the big ones though. And even then they're not that big. Let me try and think. Oh, also I'm leveled up, so this is good. Where did I go from there? Holy shit. I can talk about my New Year's. So, somehow, for those who don't know, I work an overnight job at a convenience at 7-Eleven. I do the graveyard shift, so from 11 to like 6, 7, or 8, depending on the day, I work alone, and I just, like, you know, I ring in the store and stuff like that. Somehow, out of the 6 years I've worked there, I have managed to work maybe 5 out of 6 New Year's Eves and New Year's Days. It's New Year's Day today, and I have to go to work later. I'm not excited. Well, it shouldn't be too bad, but it's just one of those things. It's like, why does this keep happening to me? So I have to do that later. But anyway, so I worked New Year's Eve last night, and we used to have a bar across the street, but it burned down earlier this year. Actually, like a month or 2 ago. And so things have been a little quieter, but it still was weird. Just weird. I thought the night wasn't that busy. For the most part, it was okay. It was just, oh god, I don't know how to get into this. These look like, they're Digi mushrooms. They're delicious when you bake them, and also you can find them everywhere, and also you can use them to fish. And if you can use them, get fish, then trade the fish for discs, and then you can go to Mojimon and trade those discs for even better discs, and then you can sell those discs and make a profit. You should be careful, those are pseudo-digi mushrooms. They're poisonous. So they're mushrooms like that. Poisonous mushrooms. I'll know one when I see them. Really? No, wait, we need advice. We'll definitely won't be eating any poisonous ones. I don't get a bad feeling about this. But digi mushrooms. Be enough for camp. Let's explore a little bit more. Can I find a save point, please? I need to heal. I'm trying to decide. It's like all dungeon crawlers. I'm trying to decide if I should keep moving forward, or if I should try and double back and get to a save point. I'm confident that eventually I'll find one, but this doesn't look good right now. Okay, I can see items everywhere. This looks like the last area. I wonder if it'll teleport me back once I get this, or if it's gonna be like, alright, time to return to camp. So I keep getting these two. Can I craft digiparts? And I just don't know how. These are digi bananas. They're really juicy. They're rather different from the bananas of our world. Also, they fully heal your HP and MP. So that's pretty nice. That's a good side effect. Might they be poisonous to humans? It'll be fine. Bananas are bananas. Alright, it's decided. Taichi will be the poison tester. Alright, this won't be enough. Damn it. Matt, why is nothing ever enough for you? Shit. So what? Right, so my New Year's. So I get to work at around 11. And things are out quiet for a little bit. Just like steady, just kind of people out and about. And then I want to say to like 11:30, this guy, it had to have been 11:30, because of the way the trains work. So we have a commuter rail in the town I work in, and so it's not like we're out in the middle of nowhere, but like the train goes there, goes to Boston from there, and we're like the last stop though on our line. So like there's one more, but it just goes further in the town. So basically it's the last stop, and some guy gets off, or some guy comes in the store, because the train's like, I don't know, like a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk away from my store. And at this point, I should say, small town, nothing is open. Literally nothing. There's my store, and then there's a bar on the other side of town that's open, and that's it. And so, oh shit, I thought, damn it. So this guy comes in and he's like, oh man, I got stuck here. I didn't realize the trains were gonna stop running. You know, is there anything around here? Stuff like that. Do you guys have a bathroom? And I was just like, we don't have a bathroom. And he's like, oh, can I stay here while I like make a call? And I was like, I mean, I guess. So the guy was like how do I describe him? He looked like someone who did well in high school, or he looked like someone who was popular in high school and kind of has just been trying to ride that feeling. Ooh, I got speed boost, nice. Someone who did well in high school and kind of just been trying to ride that feeling for the rest of their life. And I know that sounds mean, but he was an okay looking dude, but he looked like he was in his like 30s. And he had a backpack, and he was like well groomed. He was sort of well dressed, not like in a suit or anything. But he was like you know, he looked okay. But I was like, I don't know what his plan was. That's fire. We can use it to cook food. Yeah, I lit it with my baby flame. I can use my petite fire too. If I used air shot, wouldn't that blow with firewood? No, that looks like everything. Looks like we gathered a lot. Yamato and everyone else worked hard. I'm really, really hungry. Alright, let's go back to the lake and make dinner. They did not teleport me back. Oh, new month saw me starting to run. So just like begrudgingly, because like what do I say in a situation like that? I can't just be like, no, go out into the 0-degree weather. That's the other thing. It's been like freezing at the moment. Like I think it got down to -5 last night. So I couldn't just be like, as much as I wanted to, I couldn't just be like, no, you can't, sorry. See you later. Because there's nothing else. Like just like for like a couple miles, like that store is the only place that's open. And we don't really have taxis or anything like that, so he was in trouble. But it was just like, really, I don't know how to describe it. He was just really annoying. He kept trying to like talk and have a conversation with me. I'm just like, no, man, you can be in here, but just leave me alone. Like, I just want to sit down and go on my phone and play video games. Like, don't come over here and just like act like I gotta take care of you too. The other thing is like, because he's in the store, I have to like, I can't sit down. I have to like pay attention to him, and I have to focus on him and make sure that, you know, he's not causing any trouble or whatever. Also, I did hit record, right? Yes. And I'm just like, I don't want this to be my responsibility. So yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, synthesis, here we go. I can make stuff. Sharp claws, I can make 1 of. I can only make rank 2 pieces. Oh, it's cool. I thought I'd have to unlock this. I didn't realize it was available right from the start. SP boost, max SP plus 10 would be pretty cool. These use the same things? No. Alright, I'll make 1 HP boost, and then I'll make an SP boost if I get large feathers. Nice. Okay, so Agumon already has some stuff equipped. I want to give him... Oh, let's heal. Heal 400% of 1 ally. What does this do, though? What does it mean, heal 400%? That's confusing. Oh, it's an ability. That's cool. I like that. I'm afraid to give it to someone, though, because if I do, then they'll just, like, use that at their own whim. Alright, Agumon can't equip anything because they're all 2-parters, and he's got, like, a weird board. So let's do this. Excuse me. And then speed boost, and then poison guard. I don't really want HP boost. I can't fit anything else. Where's Tentomon? Poison guard. Why not? I do like that they're all different shapes and shit like that. That's pretty cool. All right, we're good. So yeah, it was just weird. But there's more to that. Now that we've gathered food, let's hurry up and eat. Yeah, we walked all that way for it. What do you think, Yamato? Well, we should make sure it's not. That's there's still things we're not sure of yet after all. Yeah, I agree with Yamato. Oh, okay, so that's like the... Do I want to progress the story? I'll get back to the ballad of this guy in a second. Or once we clear this up. Alright, let's go eat. Yay, food. Oh, meet me. Haji, hurry up and cook the fish. Don't be in a rush now or you'll burn it. Put the fish next to the fire in. Hey, Yamato, why are you putting the fish away from the fire? You have to cook the fish at a distance. Eh, is that so? I should check on everyone. You should. So, yeah, let me just try and finish this up. So the guy, like, he got there at like 11:30, and he was just like kind of wandering around the store. I think he got like a coffee. And then he was like, yeah, I don't really know what to do. And I'm like, I don't know what to do either. And he kept asking me questions where it's like, what's the nearest place? I'm like, I don't know. And I don't know if he like knew someone in town and like things fell out, or like what if he's just like randomly going to a town. I never figured out what he was doing there. Because we're not really, there's nothing to do in our town. So it's just like, I don't understand what his goal was. And he was like, oh, is there a bar near here? And normally, yes. And I would have sent him to the bar across the street where he would have left me alone. But I was like, oh no, it's on the other side of the town. And he's like, oh, I can't walk that far. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, he thought the trains were going to keep running, so he was like planning to, I guess he got on at another town and he was hoping to like the trains would like hit the end and then they would start going back, and he'd be able to go into Boston. So like, because Boston is at the other end of the line. So he just like basically went from one place and got trapped in like a town, and he was like texting some people, stuff like that, and like finally he was like, oh, I guess I can get an Uber. Have you ever gotten an Uber before? And I mean, I've gotten lifts, but I was just like, just a lie. I was like, no, I haven't. Just hoping to, I don't know. So like, I watched him install Uber. He's like, okay, what do I have on me? I've got, and it's like, but it took him so long. Like, he seemed like the kind of person who just didn't use computers. And I was just like, oh my god, what the hell? And he just like kept trying to make small talk. I'm like, get away from me. To the point where like it actually hit midnight, and like, you know, I'm getting texts and stuff from friends. I'm checking the Discord, and everyone's like, oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And I'm just kind of like, and he and he's still there. I'm just like, this is so awkward. I've had like awkwardly stand here for like half an hour now, and he was just like still trying to figure out how to fucking use an Uber. Finally, he grabs like an Uber prepaid card. I don't know why he didn't just use his credit card. He had one with him. And he was like, all right, I've got this much money. Can I load this on? I was like, yeah, I guess. He's like, oh, wait, can you cash scratch tickets? I'm like, ah, yes. And he's like, okay, I can do this. And he's like, I guess I have to get an Uber X because there's no Ubers around here. It's like, of course there's no Ubers. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. And he was like, I think it ended up costing him like $60 to get where he wanted to, or like something like that. And he was just like, oh man, this sucks. And I was just like, get away from me. I'm so sick of you. I regret this decision immediately. And he was just like, and like, I had like 1 or 2 or 3 customers come in while he was there, but for the most part, it was just like me awkwardly standing there. Because I can't just like, what am I going to do? Normally I just like sit down and start like calling my phone or playing video games. But again, because of like theft and stuff, I have to make sure it looks like I'm constantly paying attention and stuff. I'm just like, ah, this is my nightmare. So that was my New Year's. I awkwardly spent it with him. He finally left after an hour. And I was just like, this is not at all how I wanted New Year's to go. Did Fisherman Takaru cause any trouble for you? Not at all. He's very skillful. It was also enjoyable for me. Invite me next time. It wasn't too much trouble. Let's say invite me next time. Alright, next time the 3 of us will go fishing together. That was an easy one. That was all the first time, I feel like, where it was the first option, not the second. Where the hell's everyone else? Worried how everyone is. Time to change. Worried how everyone is. Okay. I only took the 3 of them? That's weird. Palma says she can tell the difference between an edible mushroom and a poisonous one. Yep. Digimon are really amazing. Can you teach me? Of course, that'll be fun. Let's go mushroom hunting. Palmon's on shrooms, confirmed. You seem to be familiar with cooking fish, Yamada. Did you learn how to do it at home? Well, I cook in place of my mom. Is that so? Well, she looked like she begrudgingly was like, okay, thanks for letting me know. And then just like, bond up! Yawn. Are you sleepy, Patamon? Yeah. Yawn, I'm full. I should sleep soon. Should I keep watching shifts? Alright, let's decide on order. I don't think the girls will need to do it. Same with Takaru. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You should rest. Oh, this is where this scene happens. Where Tai was a real dick. Hey, Gabumon, let me use your pelt as a blanket. I've always wondered what's there under your fur, Gabumon. About that. Stop it, he doesn't like it. See, right now, we're talking about keeping watch. It was just a joke, don't get mad at me. Stop, both of you. So who'll be first on guard? I'll go first, then I'll go after. Yamato. I don't like that I could clearly hear him say Oni-chan. That's super weird to me. I'm angsty, so I play harmonica. Yamato's harmonica is such a nice tone. Why did I have to just let the anger against my head over a small thing like that? I should go check on Taichi. And then Taichi's having a similar conversation with himself. Is this where you guys hold hands, and then there's a flashback to it later and try? What's up, Yamato? It's not time to switch yet. Taichi. Decide not to apologize. Apologize. I couldn't sleep. Sorry before. Oh no, it was me too. I always get irritated over a lot of stupid things. Yeah, that's how it is. When we can't keep ourselves together, we really do keep resorting to force. Yeah. By the way, I'm wondering, you and Takaru we're brothers. We've been living separate ever since our parents divorced. Also, can we just give a huge shout out to Digimon for showing one of the most realistic divorced families I've ever seen, where it was just like, you know, custody of one, custody of the other, and just like the parents sort of awkwardly getting along, but not really. In the show, I always thought that was one of the. I don't have divorced parents, but I don't have a very complete family either. I always thought that was one of like the best, like, examples of that. Even to this day, I think that's a really good example and a really good way to like show kids it's not like the end of the world. And kids, some kids, it's like normal. I live with our father, and Tucker lives with our mother, so that's why you two have different surnames. Yeah. When wanting to use the bathroom, I wonder where Yamato went. Does he go to the bathroom on Yamato? What? Huh? What's this? It's very clearly a Siegemon, TK. Get your shit together. An earthquake? Look over there. It's a monster. Wah. So, I don't remember Siegemon or Shellmon really talking that much, but surely Maramon's gonna talk, right, in the next part? Because he had a lot of dialogue, I feel like. What is that thing? That's Siegemon. Wah. Takaru. What? Yamato, Godmon, do something to help my brother, but I can't, not with the power I have. Are they going to show the cutscene where he, like, grabs him with his tail? This way, come at me. No, I can't do it, I'm scared. Godmon, I'm scared, but I won't be able to listen to Yamato's harmonica again. I'll be able to listen to that gentle tone. Continues to be really cool. Garurumon, Gabumon evolved. Amazing, Gabumon, you can do it. Second evolution, a Digimon besides Agumon can evolve. They definitely handled this really well. Oh, this music's pretty cool too. I kind of like the scale of Siegemon too. Like, he looks big. I think you mean Howling Blaster. It's okay. It's an easy mistake. All right. Well, this didn't happen in the show, but I feel like you can't let him have all the credit. It's Nova Blast. Excuse me. What was... I don't understand. What was the point of him changing these... Like, why did Foxfire have to become Howling Blaster? Like, some of this is so pointless. I feel like when I was younger, a lot of the people who, like, made dubs were like, you know, this is fine, but I want to change it just so I can have some sort of power or whatever. I think he just froze Goblin or Garurumon. Not that it matters. Yeah! Keep leveling Tentomon up, even though his episode shouldn't be until 4. Looks like you made it somehow. Godmon, why didn't you tell me you could evolve? There's no way I could have. It was my first time. Yeah, same. I don't know what you expected me my first time. Godmon, thanks for saving us. Thank you too, Yamato. It wasn't... You're so shy. Look who's talking. Ha 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 ha. End of episode. Alright. No side quests, it looks like. But, so we'll pop off into this next time. But thank you all for watching. I think that's going to be the end of this, because I have to quickly edit it and upload it, because I haven't made a video in a couple days, because I've been super busy. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and hope to see you all soon, and I hope you enjoyed this and these weird stories. Till next time.